How's it going, everyone? Benny Chris 12 here, and today I quickly wanted to explain before the video what exactly you guys are going to see. So this was a project I made for nursing school. I forged it and I talked about it. So essentially what the project was supposed to be was we could use any medium, meaning like video, physical object, painting, photograph, anything. And we used that, and then it was called a career trajectory project. So we take our like physical or even like a slideshow, whatever we had, and then we would talk about it as far as like a historic event that was involved in this physical object, or time lapse, I guess, sort of thing. Essentially what I'm trying to say is it's like kind of a concept-y, like it's not like you might have a physical item, but it's not like physical content that you're talking about. You're still talking about like future stuff. Like it's called a career trajectory. So you talk about an event in the past that affected your nursing profession today, and then you talk about what you want to do in the future. That's essentially what I did, and I got really abstract with it. So you guys will see, not like super abstract, but yeah, just let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, and I will see you in the next video.
Nursing is a practice characterized by spending time with patients to directly promote their wellness and health. A nurse desires to help their patients achieve the highest level of function possible. I personally enjoy working with my hands, as well as taking care of people. And nursing is a hands-on practice with people, which is why I chose it. Historically, nursing was a female-only field, and was not originally respected as it is today. Nursing was also always originally directly related with a religious belief, and if a woman wanted to be a nurse, their religion had to permit it. Back then, nurses also always referred to each other as sisters, and wore strict uniforms. This led to the idea that a nurse was strictly a woman. However, slowly over time, males began to make a larger appearance in the nursing field. My current class started with 12 males out of 104 students. That's barely 12% males. So even today, we know that the male population of nurses is still rather small. But at the same time, it's larger than it ever has been before. An event that ushered in and furthered the idea that males can be nurses was on August 9th, 1955, when Public Law 239 was approved. A portion of the act reads, "Be it enacted by the Senate and the House of Representatives of the United States of America in Congress assembled, that men may be appointed as reserve commissioned officers in the Nurse Corps of the Naval Reserve and as reserve officers in the Air Force designated to perform nursing or medical specialist duties, under the same provisions of law as are applicable to women, except as may be necessary to adapt such provisions to male persons." This act publicly settled the debate of whether or not males should be allowed to perform nursing duties, especially in the military. This helped change the norm and allow people to see it was socially acceptable for a male to be a nurse. A month after the act was signed, Edward T. Lyon was the first reserve officer for the U.S. Army Nurse Corps and the first male RN in the military. If it weren't for events like these, where more men broke the gender barrier and went into a female-dominated field, I myself might not be in nursing today. I started nursing school in fall of 2016, and I'm set to graduate with a bachelor's in nursing in spring of 2018. At that point, I plan to work for a minimum of a year at a pediatric hospital to gain experience as well as to raise money to pay off my student loans. After that year, I plan to return to school and get a master's degree. Although I am currently unsure of where I want to specialize, I know with more experience and time, through clinical and work, I'll be able to make that decision when the time comes. After achieving my master's degree, at some point, I plan to use the knowledge and skill I have to go on missions trips to other countries and help people in need. I have friends who are missionaries in Mexico and Brazil who I have already visited, and I have gone there and taught Bible studies and vacation Bible schools. I believe there is a God who has a perfect plan for me, and through nursing school is preparing to use me in either other countries or even here in the United States. Whether it be at work in a hospital or in foreign countries, I plan to serve the Lord with all of my heart and give all the glory to Him for anything that happens. At some point, when I decided to retire from the nursing field, I would like to pursue teaching college students in either nursing or CNA classes. I believe even once I retire and may not be working at a hospital, that I can still be used to teach people nursing or even go to other countries and continue to help people. I don't want my career to be constrained to a hospital or a specific institution. I desire to be used wherever I can be to help those who are in need. Now allow me to further explain this project which you've been seeing me make this entire time. As far as the forge and the blacksmith, that is to represent the nursing institution as college, and the blacksmith being teachers. Through the fire and heat, I, being the railroad spike, am formed and shaped. It is a collaboration of the two that you see the end result. The block of wood represents nursing practice as a whole, me being the railroad spike going into the nursing practice. It is obvious that the wood does not pierce the nail, but the nail pierces the wood. However, the practice holds the nail in place. In the same way, me being a nurse and the nursing practice go hand in hand. There is some significance to the spirals on the railroad spike. My idea behind them being, at the top, they are farther spread out and less defined. You can think of the railroad spike as a continuum. Going farther down the railroad spike closer to the wood is time going on. As time goes on, those twists get closer and closer. They can represent skills as well as stages in my nursing career. My skills get more defined and my experiences are better seen. And even if my nail was to be taken out of the wood, out of the nursing practice, and I was to retire, there would still be a hole in the wood. I don't want to be a stand on the side nurse, but I want to leave an impact in the nursing practice for the better, to help future nurses as well as patients.